Hey guys, good morning. How y'all doing? I hope well. I'm doing okay. I just had a few things on my mind, uh, just with certain experiences I've had. Um, I don't know. It seems to me the majority of women tend to change who they are, but men don't. Men don't change shit, and that's just what's been on my mind. The woman is like the helpmeet, and it's like men take advantage of that. They really take advantage of that, and it's like you know, if you're attracted to somebody physically, that's one thing. But if you're attracted to the human being, you know, and you see this light, and this is what attracted you to them, other than looks. I mean, looks is a plus, but their personality and who they are attracted the man. Why is it that when it turns into a relationship, the men start trying to change shit about the woman? Why is that? Why is that? And women, as the helpmeet and as the pleaser, and usually is the one that's an empath. You know, we we try to keep peace in the home, and we're pleasers. You know what I'm saying? We're the helpmeet. We please our man, and we want to make his life just perfect, right? But in the process, we lose ourselves because we allow this same man to start making us change, but they don't want to change. They want you to change so their environment is just beautiful, right? Don't question them, just let them be who the fuck they are, but you're not allowed to be who the fuck you are. And in the same sentence, it's like before you got with this man, think of all the things that you like to do, the things when you were single that pleased yourself, that you like to do, your hobbies, your enjoyments in life, period. And then you get with this man, and all your fucking time is devoted to this man, and you stop doing all the things that brought enjoyment into your life, especially if the man doesn't enjoy those things. And then you start doing the shit that the man enjoys. You do his hobbies, you try to fit into his life, but is he really trying to fit into yours? No, he's not. You're trying to fit into his life, and by doing that and changing yourself, you lose yourself. Because once that relationship is over, now you sitting back like, I don't even know what I like to do. I don't even know what brings me enjoyment. That's some backwards ass shit. It is. So let me tell you guys about an incident that happened. Since July, since July, which has been a few months ago, um, my daughter's boyfriend has been over, and then he started coming over a lot, and then I started seeing extra pairs of shoes and shit of his. So I'm like, what the fuck? Did he move in? And she said no, and I said, well, it looks like he's trying to, you know. And she said no. Okay, fine. You love him, I like him, whatever. But the first day I met him, when he came into my home, the first day I met him, It's like he couldn't look me in my eyes. It's like he looked at me and then he looked away, and he never once looked in my eyes again after that. And this is something that I noticed, because when I looked at him, I know what I saw, you know? I know what I saw. But I kept the shit to myself. And other than that, it was usually, if he's here, I usually just stay in my room. I stay out the way. Because when they're not here, you know, I have the whole house. But when they're here, they can have the whole house. I can stay in my room. There's no problem with that. But anyway, that's usually how it goes. So I asked him, you know, we needed the grass cut. So I said, you know, could you please cut the grass? Even his mom was over, and she was like, oh yeah, he can cut the grass. I was like, great, you know, can you cut the grass? And he was like, I don't do grass. I don't cut grass. I'm like, what? He said, I don't cut grass. I don't do grass. I'm like, oh, okay. So I moved on from there. I found somebody else to cut grass. And after that, you know, all my resources were being used up, meaning in the home. You know, it's certain things that I drank that were being used up and not replaced. And, you know, I told my daughter that, first of all, that's a no-no. I don't mind you using it, but fucking replace it. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a damn budget. So just replace what you use, especially if you used it up, you know. So that was my only thing, but it's usually how I'm by. You know, I try to have talks with him or whatever, but it's usually just small talk, you know. But every time I see him is hey, or I'll say, hey son, how you doing, you know. And I make certain jokes, you know, because it was one time, the incident was he cleaned my daughter's room, and when I walked in there, I'm like, oh shit, you can clean. And I laughed about it, you know. It was a shocker to me, because I'm thinking, okay, this guy don't do grass, this guy don't clean. I'm here cleaning up after them, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of shocked me, because it was a great job that he did, you know. And he was like, what you talk about? I had houses before, and, you know, we laughed about it. I walked off. Later on that day, my friend came over to cut the grass. So we sitting here chilling after the job was done. And they came home, and he'll say, hey, in passing, but he won't look at you, you know. So he said, hey, with his head down, kept going. But he didn't know my friend, so I'm like, I'm calling his name so he can just, you know, so I can introduce them. And he kept going and ignored me. So I'm thinking, I even said to my friend, like, what the fuck, am I invisible? And he was like, no. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I was in the process of getting the house together for a housewarming party. So he cleaned her room. They came home. My friend left. My daughter even left. And he stayed here. And I guess he just went to sleep. I don't know. But he stayed in the room. So I bust my ass doing shit I wasn't supposed to be doing physically to get the house together for the housewarming. And after that, I was exhausted. You know, it was like maybe 11:30, 12 midnight. My girl texted me and was like, you know, can we talk about something? And I'm like, yeah. She said, when I get home, can we talk about something? Oh, what do you want to talk about? You know, I'm fucking exhausted. And she was like, well, it's mostly about him. And I'm like, that's none of my business. And she said, but it's about you. I don't have nothing to do with him, so how is it about me? So I'm like, that's exactly what I told her. I was like, I have nothing to do with him. And then after that, she said, I'm trying to fix a problem. Hold up. That's when I got the problem. Because first of all, if it's a problem between her and I, then fine. But it wasn't. So you're telling me that there's a problem between him and I'm the last motherfucker to know. Okay, fuck that. Nip this shit in the bud. Bring your ass home. And I went and knocked on the door, you know. And he didn't answer. And I knocked again and he didn't answer. So I opened the door. And he gonna turn over like, what? And I'm like, I need to talk to you. So I closed the door and I waited. And I heard him call her and was like, I was banging on the door and I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm about to get the fuck up now. And I'm okay, then I'm gonna sit down and wait for you, right? I'm waiting for you to come out this room. Because I still don't know what the fuck the problem is. But, you know, my whole thing is, if you have a problem with me, then you address me with it. You know what I'm saying? You bring that. It's your problem. You bring it to me. You don't sit up and manipulate somebody else into bringing your problem to me. I don't need a middleman, right? So from there, she came home. He's still in the room. And she's like, well, you know, he said that you disrespect him. How the fuck do I disrespect him when I speak to him? Hey son, how you doing? Every fucking time I see him, I speak to him and I go my own fucking way. The times I've tried to talk to him, he kept the conversations short. Now, how the fuck is that being disrespectful if I go to my own corner and I'm giving everybody fucking space? How the fuck is, I'll put it this way. He made up some bullshit. He created a fucking problem. That's what he did. He made up some bullshit. Like I speak, like I'm constantly disrespecting him. And it floored me. I'm like, how the fuck is that even possible? When am I up in his face to even do that? You know? So that really pissed me off. Okay, now you talking about the way I talk. Bottom line, I fucking live here. You don't. If you don't like the way I talk, don't come over my fucking house. Wouldn't that solve the problem? But no, you got this lame ass that had the audacity to form his lips to even complain about me in any type of way. This is my motherfucking house. And if you don't like, you ain't gotta be here. It's that simple, you know? So then he finally came out. Because I'm like, I don't need to change who I am. There's nothing wrong with me. I like who I am. I'm not doing anything to anybody. I'm trying to just have peace around me, and if that entails solitude, then that's okay as well, you know. But I have no reason to change for anybody, you know. And that's the problem in society today. The majority of the women tend to change to please the man. So I'm supposed to, but basically this was the whole scenario. I'm supposed to censor myself in my own home for fear that whatever I say might trigger some type of emotional response to him to where he feels that I'm disrespecting him. That is utter bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out my house. But anyway, Later, my daughter told me that he was drunk that particular night. But that particular night, he went so far as to say, I'm not fucking you, I'm fucking her. As if I didn't know that shit. Like, why would you say something like that? Why? I'm her mother. Why would you say that to me? Do you think I think about fucking you? Or is it that you thought about fucking me? You know what I'm saying? Why would that even come out your mouth? I know I'm not laying down with you. What kind of shit is that? But that's what he said. I'm not fucking you, I'm fucking her. I don't give a fuck about you. Really? So if my daughter had a child, you wouldn't give a fuck about her child because you're fucking her, not the child. Is that what you're saying? This shit just didn't make sense. And I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? You're my problem. That's when his mask fell off. He started, I'm looking on the floor for his fucking face because the mask totally fell off. And the details of the argument was exactly like what I went through the last day I saw my husband at the time. So he went on to even threaten me. He threatened me, and that was it. That was it. And mind you, I still don't know what the fuck the problem is at this point, right? And my daughter said something about, I be cussing or what. Y'all know I curse like a damn sailor. What the fuck? I curse. And words mean nothing without the intent behind it. Words are just words, I'm like, you call your friends bitches and hoes and all this, and it's okay. But if you really meant that shit, it wouldn't be okay between you and your friend. Because the power then goes into the word and it affects the other person. Then I've never been disrespectful to his ass. But I'm going to tell you guys what the problem is. I'm going to tell you what his problem is. His problem is he knew day one that I could see him. He knew this. And he knows that as long as I'm around, you cannot or you will not be able to use my daughter the way he wants to use my daughter. Because nigga ain't got shit of his own. And my daughter has everything. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the mentality of the society today. It's like women get their shit together and men feel like they don't have to. That they can just, get these women. I mean, and most women that have their shit together, they're not in the fucking relationship. They focused on getting their fucking life together. And these guys know this. Oh, she probably got low self-esteem or whatever, but they come and they see your light, they see all the shit that you're doing, you're a productive human being, and you're basically a supply that they can live off. Basically. But it's crazy that I get no logic from nowadays it's like I get no logic from men. And it's crazy that they're the ones that are supposed to be the logical creatures, But the mentality of men, or no, I'm not even gonna say that, mentality of boys, because that's what they are. If you're not an individual man, a grown man that got your life together, that you refuse to let some woman come in and change up your fucking life and tell you to change and tell you should be a certain way. And if you don't, oh my God. Okay, let me calm the fuck down. But yeah, men don't like it, so but they sit and prey on women, and They try to break the strong women. And that's another thing too with the strong women. Okay, the crazy thing that I've noticed, as long as a woman is a pleaser, and I'm gonna create environments, you know, with all these different people and friendships and, you know, whatever. As long as you're the pleaser, everybody's happy. And you constantly changing up yourself to please all these different fucking people. Everybody's fucking happy. But the moment you step into your own shoes and be who you are, everybody else seems to have a problem with that. Everybody seems to have a problem with that. And that's crazy to me. You should never have to change who you are in order to please somebody that you're in a relationship with. They got in a relationship with you when you were already who you were. So why are you allowing someone else to change who you were, who you are, and then you change up and now that person who you was don't even exist anymore? I hope all this makes sense. It's just mind-boggling to me. And it's crazy, like, as long as the woman is the pleaser, everybody's happy. But when a woman, and I'll use myself for an example. I refuse to fucking change who I am to appease somebody else. Why should I lose myself so your life can be happy? What about mine? Because basically the only people that's making sacrifices is the one that's trying to please the other. But it's crazy that, take myself for instance, no one else has lived my life but me. Nobody. And if I have standards and I draw the line and these are my fucking boundaries and period, this is who I am. You're not going to come into my life and change my life up and change who I am. Why is it that women like me, oh, people want to say, you a bitch, you mean, you this, you that, and why? Why does it have to be that way? Because I refuse to conform to something that you would rather deal with? If you don't like it, don't deal with me. It's that fucking simple. Because I'm not pushing my way into other people's lives. I'm not pushing my way into other people's homes. You know? I keep to myself. Because that's where I get the most peace. By myself. I ain't dealing with your drama. Can't nobody create drama. So I thought, until this motherfucker comes in here and try to create some bullshit in my peaceful home. Get the fuck out, you motherfucking demon. That's what you are. Get the fuck out. Don't ever darken my doorstep again. I don't give a fuck what they got going on. I live in this bitch. So, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I'm so sick of the mentality that you know, nobody has control over you but you. Nobody but yourself. You know, my daughter was like, Mama, calm down. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. I have control over me. But I'm not going to censor myself. You know? You want to nip a problem in the bud? Let's nip this shit in the bud. What the fuck is your problem with me? And I still didn't get an answer. So basically, really, you know, I seen the game plan. All he trying to do is create a wedge in between me and my daughter because we are so close, you know? Because I'm going to look out for her and I'm going to make sure that she okay, you know? And for you women who are listening, I mean, that is wrapped up into this I gotta please my man type of deal. And you lost yourself in the process. You lost yourself in the process. And he ain't changed one bit, if you really think about it. I'm just talking. Well, shit, it's been 25 minutes. I'm going to let you guys go. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. It's been a pleasure.